You can feel it in the air, can't you? The quiet shift inside your spirit that doesn't have words yet, only certainty. For months you've been walking through silence, through waiting, through the ache of wondering if all the confirmations you once received were just imagination. But as the days turned and the nights grew colder, something inside you began to whisper again. You felt it while you prayed. You've sensed it in your dreams. This gentle stirring that says something is coming. And you're right, heaven is leaning close this very moment, saying, November is the month I turn what you hoped for into what you can hold. This is your month of divine reunion. For so long you've carried faith like a seed beneath the soil, hidden, unseen, pressed down by the weight of time. You watered it with tears, guarded it with prayers, and still wondered if it would ever grow. But the waiting season is ending. God is saying, the soil of your patience has ripened. Every unanswered prayer, every lonely night, every closed door has been preparing the ground for what now begins to bloom. The silence wasn't punishment. It was gestation. You were being developed for the very moment that's now standing at your door. You've noticed how November already feels different. There's a peace that keeps finding you for no reason. There's a lightness in your chest that doesn't match your circumstances. That's not coincidence. That's confirmation. Heaven always lets peace arrive before manifestation, so that when the miracle comes, your heart will recognize it. This is why the old heaviness is lifting. You're not losing your mind. You're gaining spiritual alignment. God is whispering, I'm about to bring back what was separated, not as it was but as I designed it to be. This month carries divine appointments written long before you were born. Conversations you thought were over will find new life. People who vanished without closure will suddenly reappear with clarity. Hearts that were cold will begin to soften. You will stand in rooms that once rejected you, and feel peace where you used to feel pain. It's not random, it's redemptive. God has been orchestrating this moment with the precision of eternity, waiting for both timing and transformation to finally agree. And now they do. He's saying, chosen one, you've passed the test. You didn't give up when it would have been easier to walk away. You stayed faithful when no evidence supported your faith. You kept loving when bitterness tried to claim your heart. Heaven saw every moment you whispered, I trust you, through tears. And now reward is overtaking you quietly. The same stillness that once felt empty will soon echo with fulfillment. The same silence that once broke you will now cradle restoration. Do not mistake the calm before the movement as nothing happening. Still waters hide deep current. Right now angels are positioning people, aligning travel, opening hearts, loosening words that were trapped in guilt and pride. Somewhere the person you've been praying for is feeling the same nudge you feel tonight. They don't fully understand it yet, but they're being drawn gently, irresistibly, back into divine alignment. The tug you sense isn't imagination, it's synchronization. Heaven is connecting two hearts again under new terms. Healed, aware, ready. You once asked God why He let them leave if they were meant to stay. And He answered through this season, because unfinished hearts can't build finished plans. Both of you needed refining that could only happen apart. The distance wasn't denial, it was discipline. It burned away pride, impatience, fear, and taught you both the value of grace. Now the refining fire is cooling. What remains is gold, faith tested and proven. In November the evidence will start small. A message you didn't expect. A conversation that feels familiar yet fresh. A sudden pull to be at the right place at the right time. God always begins restoration subtly, so humility can recognize it before ego tries to claim it. Don't rush, don't question, simply receive. When peace accompanies the moment, that's your cue that heaven's timing has arrived. You're not the same person who cried through last winter. Your prayers have matured. Your spirit has deepened. You no longer chase, you attract by alignment. That's why the reunion can happen now. God couldn't bring this connection back while you still needed validation from it. He had to become your center first. And now that He is, the relationship will orbit around Him instead of around insecurity. That's what makes this reunion divine. It's built on spiritual order, not emotional need. Expect restoration that feels effortless. You won't have to force conversations or over-explain your worth. The Holy Spirit will go before you, preparing their heart to listen, preparing your heart to speak with grace. The awkwardness that fear predicts won't exist, because what's ordained doesn't need rehearsal. God has already rehearsed it in the Spirit. You just have to walk into the scene. He's prepared. He's saying, watch how I redeem time. The months you thought were wasted are about to collapse into moments of meaning. What you lost will return multiplied in maturity and peace. You will look back at every delay and realize it was divine mercy. The version of them returning now is not the same one who left. They carry new humility, new gratitude, new awareness. And the version of you waiting here is stronger, softer, wiser. Heaven has been raising both of you quietly for this exact intersection. You may feel the urge to question again. God, how will I know it's real this time? The answer is simple. It will bring peace, not pressure. Divine reunion never rushes. It doesn't demand, it aligns. It doesn't replay pain. It rewrites purpose. When it's from Him, your heart will rest instead of race. You'll sense the difference instantly because you've learned to recognize counterfeit peace before. This time there will be no confusion, only clarity. November will also reveal hidden truths. Conversations long avoided will surface in love. Apologies will come, not because you demanded them, but because conviction finally bloomed. Forgiveness will flow easily, because resentment has no home in healed hearts. Don't fear these moments. They're not meant to reopen wounds but to close them properly. God is finalizing unfinished business, so that the new season begins with clean soil. Chosen one, remember this divine reunion isn't limited to romance. It can also mean reconciliation with family, friends, mentors, anyone assigned to your destiny. God is restoring every form of connection that carries purpose. Expect messages, meetings, reconciliations that heal generational patterns. Expect bridges to rebuild where fire once raged. You'll witness His mercy make impossibilities normal again. This month's sensitivity is your greatest asset. Stay tuned to peace. If you sense heaviness, pause. If you sense lightness, proceed. The Holy Spirit is guiding your steps one whisper at a time. Don't analyze, flow. You've prayed for years to hear His voice clearly. Now that clarity is here, follow it gently. The plan doesn't require control, just cooperation. As the days unfold, you'll notice divine timing in everyday details. The clock will read repeating numbers when you pray. A familiar fragrance will drift by when you think of them. Music will speak directly to your heart. These are confirmations, small but sacred. They're heaven's way of saying, stay steady, the manifestation is near. Rejoice quietly. Gratitude accelerates fulfillment.